one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Jeff Renahan, First Ward.
Bill Carlos, Second Ward.
Jessica Lopez, 3rd Ward.
Matthew Wolliver, 5th Ward.
Ann Shushin, 6th Ward.
Felicia Salvatore, Town Clerk.
Jim Nelson, attorney for the town.
John Baisley, Town Supervisor. Welcome everybody to our January 3rd reorganization meeting. I'll read off tonight's agenda, and then we'll open up for public comment on any agenda item. The first appointment is an attorney to the town. The second is appointment of comptroller. The third is adopt a non-union salary schedule. The fourth, appoint a town registrar. Fifth, appoint a deputy registrar. Sixth, appoint Felicia Salvatore, interim bingo inspector. Seven is the designation of official newspaper. Eight is the designation of official bank. Nine is appointment of marriage officer. 10 is appointment of records access officer. 11 is individuals to sign checks. 12, appointment of emergency chain of command. 13, appointment to emergency interim successors. 14 is adopt the 2018 official town holiday schedule. 15, designation of 2018 town board meeting schedule. 18, approve and adopt the 2018 highway rental rates. Number 17, 2018 highway supplies. 18, authorize the 2018 agreement to expend highway funds. 284 agreement. 19, readopt the rules of the town board. 20, authorize bonds for town officials. 21, approve the adjustment of the holiday schedule for highway department due to leaf pickup. 22, business mileage reimbursement. 23, standard workday for elected appointed officials. 24, appoint a town historian. 25, grant writing services. 26, resignation of Joseph Soshi, sewer maintenance mechanic. 27, authorize special consents 1 and 2. SC1 is a memorandum of agreement with the CSEA, and SC2 is a 30-day liquor license for River House. Make a motion to suspend the rules on any town agenda items.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Would anybody like to discuss any item on the agenda? If not, a motion to resume the rules?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Jeff, you can start.
Be it resolved that the town board finds it to be in the best interest of the town to designate Vandewater and Vandewater LLP as the attorneys to the town of Poughkeepsie pursuant to Town Law 22B for 2018 without the solicitation of alternate proposals, and does hereby designate it to provide such legal services as town hall at town board meetings and by telephone consultations for $98,000 to provide the balance of the required legal services at the rate of $165 per hour for partners, $155 per hour for associates, and $80 per hour for paralegals, subject to a shared annual cap of $65,000, together with zoning and planning board pass-through funded services as requested, and to represent the town in litigation and tax certiorari matters as separately assigned from time to time. So move.
Second.
The motion second. Any questions on number one? All those in?
I do, sir. Sorry. I wanted to ask about campaign contributions made by Vandewater and Vandewater to the local town of Poughkeepsie campaign or any local political parties during the last election cycle. Do you know of any?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the committee's got them, and I personally have received campaign contributions.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say me personally, because it's
Your campaign committee.
a campaign committee, which is not me personally.
Sure. With that being said, because of the size of the campaign contributions, are there any measures currently in place to avoid the appearance of pay-to-play to our constituents?
No, because I don't consider it pay-to-play at all.
Okay. Well, given the size of the contributions, I believe it was $1,210 total to your campaign committee, and to the Republican committee a total of $2,830 in this past election cycle. The contributions given by Vandewater and Vandewater to the elected officials responsible for this appointment it does resemble pay-to-play, in my opinion. And in order to protect the integrity of this board and maintain the trust of the residents of the town, I think it needs to be crystal clear that contracts are awarded because of superior qualifications and competitive rates, not because we're paying back favors to campaign contributors. Go ahead.
No, go on, finish.
I just see two ways, because this is already done, to avoid the appearance of pay-to-play for our constituents is either that the board members who benefited from these contributions agree to abstain from voting, or that they agree to refund the contributions given by Vandewater and Vandewater during the last election cycle.
Well, I personally will not abstain from voting, and I will not refund what was given to my campaign, because I personally do not ask my campaign what is donated. And this is a professional service that is, to the board's best interest of the 7 board members that are here. They've been here for many years. It's a preferred professional service. It doesn't have to be bid out. So going forward, you can feel free to come in and, want to bid something else, but I'm in favor of voting on this at this time.
The question is just that the appearance of pay-to-play, we're not questioning anyone's motives, of course, but campaign contributions were made, and then a no-bid contract is about to be voted on to that firm.
This no-bid contract has been voted on for multiple years, back to years that I wasn't on the board, and just an appearance, if somebody donated any money to anybody, to any campaign, to me, doesn't hold it, because this is a local town, a very small town, where a good portion of these businesses do business here, and I don't look at it that way at all.
Okay?
There's a ethics committee. The town has an ethics committee that is, its duties and obligations and powers, authority are set forth in the law and the regulations. And should someone have a concern that something is being done that's not ethical, you can move the matter in front of the ethics committee. Okay?
And this is also a,
This is not the town attorney. For many years, this town had a town attorney. And that was the highest paid civil servant in Dutchess County, was our town attorney. The town board a ways back decided to go with, you'll notice that it says attorney for the town. That's different than the town attorney. And there's limits as to what can happen. And any time that's done, where we're past something, it's done at a full board meeting and subject to questions from you or from your fellow board member. So I'm perfectly comfortable with voting for this. I have no idea who gave contributions, because I don't have a contribution thing. I go with whatever the committee gets. But if there's a particular instance that comes up and you or any member of the public is concerned, there's an ethics committee. And by the way, they actually have the authority to have a hearing and calls for sworn testimony. So it's a powerful entity to protect the ethical picture here.
it is a
I'm
going,
perfectly okay.
the going county rate for what most of the townships get. We did call around last year to see what the going rates were. Anybody else? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
Motion passes 5-2.
Resolution 2, be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Charles M. Berger to the position of Controller of the Town of Poughkeepsie for the period of January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2019, at the salary set forth in the annual budget. And be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately. So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve and adopt the non-union salary schedule for the year 2018, a copy of which is attached hereto and incorporated herein. So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Resolved, Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Felicia Salvatore as the Registrar for the Town of Poughkeepsie for the period of January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2019, at a stipend which is included in the clerk's annual budget. So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby confirm the appointment of Kelly Tremper as the Deputy Registrar for the Town of Poughkeepsie for the period of January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2019, at a stipend which is included in the Town Clerk's annual budget. So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Felicia Salvatore to an interim position of bingo inspector for the Elks Club and the Mount Alvernia Hall at a salary set forth in the annual budget. So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions on this one?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that it's interim. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is looking to see if we actually even need this position anymore and just going over all the different things. We've had a bingo inspector for many years, and I'd actually like to thank Gunther for doing that for 10 years. And I'm going to have a proclamation for him at the Senior Center in the near future. But I appreciate all his work, and basically I'm just going to look over that to see if it's really.
May not be required that we have it.
It's a may or may not, and I'm not quite sure. The pay that he was receiving may have been too little for the amount of time spent, but what the state really wants you to do, I'm just going over it, and
Okay.
And the paperwork has changed also, so she's
the
trying to get it
paperwork
all
has
up to date.
changed, and I'm not quite sure that, we're not the Bronx here, and I'm not quite sure we really need. If there's any issues, it could be taken care of by the police.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby designate the Poughkeepsie Journal as the official newspaper for the Town of Poughkeepsie for a period of January 1st, 2018 to December 31st, 2019. So moved.
Second.
A motion is second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby designate the following banks as the official banks for the Town of Poughkeepsie for the period January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2019, to wit: M&T Bank, Chase JP Morgan Bank, TD Bank, Sternland National, Citizens Bank, Key Bank, Signature Bank. So moved.
Second.
A motion is second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Resolution 9, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint John J. Baisley and Air Shearson as a marriage officers for the years 2018-2019 pursuant to New York State Domestic Relations Law, Section 11C, Marriage Officers, Chapter 49 of the Laws of 1988, whereby said marriage officers will have the authority to solemnize marriages. So moved.
Second.
Second.
A motion is second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Thanks, Ann, for doing 90% of them.
I really enjoy doing it, so
You do a
I've
good,
done about 20 so far in 2 years.
yeah, you've done a good job.
Resolution number 10, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Felicia Salvatore as the Records Access Officer of the Town of Poughkeepsie for the year 2018 and 2019. So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved, Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint the following individuals as the two individuals to sign checks on behalf of the Town of Poughkeepsie for the year of 2018 and 2019, to wit: 1, John J. Baisley; 2, Charles M. Berger. So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint the following individuals as the emergency chain of command for the year 2018, to wit: John J. Baisley, Mark Pfeiffer, Jeffrey Renahan. So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint the following individuals as emergency interim successors for the year 2018 as requested by the Dutchess County Department of Emergency Response, and does hereby specify their rank in order of succession as listed: the following individuals: 1, Mark Pfeiffer; 2, Jeffrey Renahan; 3, Bill Carlos. And be further resolved, the supervisor is hereby authorized, empowered, and directed to execute the emergency interim successor designation form and to return it to the DC Department of Emergency Response. So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby declare and adopt the following official holidays for the year 2018, to wit: New Year's Day, Monday, January 1st, 2018; Martin Luther King Day, Monday, January 15th, 2018; President's Day, Monday, February 19th, 2018; Memorial Day, Monday, May 28th, 2018; Independence Day, Wednesday, July 4th, 2018; Labor Day, Monday, September 3rd, 2018. Columbus Day, Monday, October 8th, 2018. Election Day, Tuesday, November 6th, 2018. Veterans Day, Monday, November 12th, 2018. Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, November 22nd, 2018. The day after Thanksgiving, Friday, November 23rd, 2018. Christmas Day, Tuesday, December 25th, 2018. So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Whereas the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie has determined that a regular meeting of the board shall be held on the first and third Wednesday of each month, with a committee of the whole meeting to be held on the second Wednesday of each month for the year 2018 unless otherwise noted. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby adopt the 2018 town board meeting schedule, a true copy of which is attached hereto and incorporated herein, and be it further resolved, said meeting shall be at the Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 Over Rocker Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, and shall commence at 7 p.m. unless otherwise noted. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Resolution 16, whereas proposals were solicited for the Highway Department rental rates for the year 2018. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve and adopt Highway Department rental rates for the year 2018 per the recommendations of the Superintendent of Highways, true copies of which are on file in the Town Clerk's office for public inspection. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Resolution number 17, whereas bids were solicited for highway supplies for the year 2018, and whereas said bids were received and opened, now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby award the bids for highway supplies for the year 2018 per the recommendations of the Highway Superintendent, as outlined in the documentation attached hereto and made a part hereof. So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved, the Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby authorized, adopt, and approve the execution of an agreement pursuant to Section 284 of the New York State Highway Law to expand town highway funds in 2018 according to the terms and conditions set forth therein, a true copy of which is attached hereto and made part of. So moved.
Motion and second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Pardon me,
Resolved.
Excuse me.
Sorry?
Before you go ahead, this resolution to do the highway work requires...
Read those in?
Got it, okay. Individual signatures of the board members.
Do you want me to read in the roads?
Pardon me?
Want me to read in the roads that are going to be paved?
I don't, it's not necessary that you read them in, but you certainly can.
Okay. Ward 1, Bryan Road. Ward 2, Nob Hill Road. Ward 3, Catskill and Longview Road. Ward 4, Cherry Lane. Ward 5, Jean Drive. And Ward 6, Lynn Road and Arden Lane.
For a total of $370,000.
Total $370,000.
Resolution 19. Be resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby adopt the annexed rules of the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie, a copy of which is attached hereto and incorporated herein. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby declare and direct that the bonds for all town officials be continued in the same manner as heretofore established with the same force and effect. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Be resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby adjust the holiday schedule for the Highway Department due to its leaf pickup commitments on Election Day and Veterans Day as follows. Election Day, November 6, 2018, changed to August 2nd, 2018. And Veterans Day, November 12th, 2018, changed to December 24th, 2018. So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby continue the amount paid for business mileage reimbursement at the current IRS rate. So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions or comments on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Resolution 23, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby establish the standard workday for each elected and appointed official, which shall be not less than 6 hours per day, and also for employees' positions per the attached Form RS 2418, And be it further resolved that the standard work week shall be Monday through Friday. And be it further resolved that the following is the list of the elected officials with their term expiration date. John J. Baisley, 12/31/19. Jessica Lopez, Ward Councilwoman, 12/31/19. Michael Saffone, Ward Councilman, 12/31/19. Matthew Ever, Ward Councilman, 12/31/19. Ann Shearson, Ward Councilwoman, 12/31/19. Karen Schubert, Receiver of Taxes, 12/31/21. Felicia Salvatore, Town Clerk, 12/31/19. Mark Pfeiffer, Superintendent of Highways, 12/31/21. Stefan Krakauer, Town Justice, 12/31/19. And be it further resolved that the following is the list of the appointed officials and their term expiration dates. Workday, Charles Emberger, Controller, term ends 12/31/19. Kathleen Tabor, term ends September 30th, 19. Ron Spiro, Police Chief, term ends 12/31/18. Be it further resolved that commencing on May 30, 2018, the elected or appointed official shall have recorded and certified or will record, if not in time-keeping systems, his or her work activities for a period of 3 consecutive months, which will include matters outside the normal working hours for the purpose of actually attending to official duties, including responding to emergencies, responding to an emergency, attending an employer-sponsored event, or meeting with or responding to members of the public on matters of official business. And be it further resolved that said records shall be completed within 150 days of taking office and shall be submitted within 180 days as to meet the time frame above. The clerk of the governing board, and be it further resolved that the town clerk is authorized and directed to certify the standard workday and reporting resolution as presented to this town board. So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Any questions on this one?
I have a quick question. I just have a different date here. I have that commencing January 1st, 2018, the elected or appointed officials. You read, sir, May 30th.
I'm reading the amended one.
Yay. There was an amended one, Jess?
Yeah, I was here.
What was her question?
Oh, I didn't have that. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
You okay?
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, that was the amended resolution. Sorry, I didn't say amended. So moved.
Second.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 7-0.
Resolution number 24, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint John Pinna as the town historian for the years 2018 and 2019. So moved.
Yeah, John has really done a great job for us, and last night at the Historic Preservation Commission meeting, I told him we're not letting him off the hook. He is stuck with us for the next 2 years, so.
That works.
Yeah.
You're seconding that then?
Oh, absolutely, I'm second that. He's stuck with us.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved, Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the supervisor to execute a contract between the Town of Poughkeepsie and Martin Snyder to provide grant writing services, which contract will be in effect through December 31st, 2018, in substantially the form as presented. So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion passes 7-0.
Be resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does accept with regret the resignation of Joseph Sochi, sewer maintenance mechanic, effective 12/26/2017. So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. This has been posted on the website, if anybody knows, anybody looking for a spot to fill it in the town hall.
Be it resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby grant special consent to the following items to wit: ratify, authorize supervisor to sign memorandum of agreement, collective bargaining agreement with CSEA, waive 30-day liquor license River House. And be further resolved that upon objection of any member of the town board, an item will be removed from the list and voted on separately. So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 7-0. Whereas the Town of Poughkeepsie and CSEA Inc. Local 1000, Town of Poughkeepsie Employees Unit, Dutchess County, Local 814, Unit 665, CSEA are party to a collective bargaining agreement which was effective January 1st, 2010, and which continues in legal force in effect, and whereas the parties have met and have executed a memorandum of agreement, the effectiveness of which is subject to the approval of the CSEA membership unit, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie, and whereas the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie has been advised the memorandum of agreement has been approved and ratified by the CSEA membership unit, now therefore be resolved, the Town Supervisor's execution of memorandum of agreement on behalf of the Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby ratified, and the Supervisor is further authorized to execute on behalf of the town a successor collective bargaining agreement which incorporates all the terms of the memorandum of agreement into the current collective bargaining agreement. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be resolved that the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby acknowledge receipt of a request on behalf of River House 10 Main Street, Wappingers Falls, New York, for a waiver of the 30-day review period for a liquor license application, and be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the town clerk forwarding of a waiver and consent pursuant to the attached request. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any question on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0. Come to the end of our agenda. Make a motion to suspend the rules for the item. Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Does anybody have any comments or questions or anything at all? Mr. Chally?
Good evening and Happy New Year.
Any of
I'm here representing the board of the Friends of Peach Hill. One of the things that we do annually to raise money is the sale of some calendars. Very beautiful calendars produced by a local artist. And I'm here to present the town with actually 3 of these. It's really in celebration of the very unique partnership between the town of Poughkeepsie and the Friends of Peach Hill, which is the nonprofit organization that maintains Peach Hill and keeps it open to the public every day of the year, even cold days like this. So I'd like to present. I've already given Tom Meyering a calendar to put up in the senior center, but I'd like to give one to the town clerk and to the town supervisor. Hopefully, you'll put those up in your offices, and people will be able to see how beautiful and how important Peach Hill is, and perhaps we'll be moved to volunteer with us to support us in our efforts to make this a really, really amazing place in the town of Poughkeepsie. So,
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim. It is a really amazing place. You guys do a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
We just took last year's calendar down yesterday. We'll put it right back behind Joyce's desk.
Can we put that on the website?
I can ask.
It's a benefit.
I can see. Mr. Stoller.
I would just like to point out to Mr. Bill Carlos about the referring an issue involving campaign contributions by Vandewater and Vandewater to elected officials, that it is Vandewater and Vandewater that actually is the attorney to the Ethics Commission. And that would, in this case, would be very much like asking the fox to watch the hen house. I think the ethics laws need to be upgraded to reflect modern senses of ethics over and above what were adopted 20 or so years ago. To wit, I think the ethics says that you are not to accept gifts from people that do business with the town or have business before the town. I think that needs to be extended to not accepting political contributions from people that have business before the town or do with business before the town. So I would like to suggest that this board consider modifying the ethics rules which were adopted probably over 20 years ago, and I think need updating in the modern era.
Thank you.
I appreciate your comments. I've served on the Ethics Board for 5 years, and when a question came up that would involve any member of the board or anybody, they would recuse themselves from that thing. The Ethics Board, if nothing, is very focused on doing it exactly correct and in the interests of the taxpayers. So, I stand by what I said. If any member of the board or any person in the public, resident, voter, or non-voter, has a concern about a public official, there's an ethical question, which is what was raised, that somehow we compromise what we do because of a campaign contribution. That can go to the ethics committee, and one person from every ward, and they're very good people, would make a decision. And if something had to be corrected, we could correct it or take whatever action the ethics people tell us.
Okay.
That's what I tried to communicate when I said. I understand the implication of the comment, and the easiest and most efficient and, as far as I'm concerned, honest way of addressing a concern like that would be to the ethics board.
Right.
Anybody else? Come on up.
Susie Stoller. I just have a quick question, and I was just wondering, when it comes to the Highway Department purchasing supplies, do they do it as part of a consortium with the county, or is it purchased on their own?
Whenever we go out to bid, we either go out and do the county, we can use the state. There are other groups we use, but we go whatever route we can find best is like town hall. We do all our purchasing power in town hall through the county also.
Okay.
So like salt, I think last year with salt, some years the county has a better price, some years they don't. But Mark goes around, he gets the best price from wherever he can. The county's not always the cheapest,
Right.
but wherever the best route he can find, he goes that route.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Sir, come on up.
Mr. Bunnell.
Yes, Fred Bunnell, 6th Ward, Town of Poughkeepsie. Just wanted to, I hope, clarify the issue that was raised at the beginning with regard to the, in quotes, pay to play. The issue of appearance, as distinguished from the issue of whether there was a direct ethical and maybe legal violation. The appearance alone is a serious community problem. If we want to build support for government in our community, build trust, we want to have the maximum possible transparency and straightforwardness to all the public. And that entails removing the appearance of pay to play. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anybody else that would like to address the board this time? Mr. Pfeiffer.
We have a development that's in the process of us trying to take over Ray Boulevard extension. I'm kind of here tonight for the homeowners of that area. My calls are unbelievable. I think I've talked to almost everyone in the neighborhood. I've asked them to come to board meetings, all that. I'm kind of wondering if we can put on the record where that's at, as they're all up in arms. We accepted the road with contingencies that have not been met. But can it be put on the record where that's at so that they can look, they can know?
Yeah, we had a conversation with Mr. Nelson today in reference to that, and he can tell you where we stand. He's reached out to that side.
What we are waiting on, and obviously, town can't perform services on private property.
Right.
Until it's formally been accepted as town property. Under the town code, we need a deed, and we have asked the developer to get us the deed with the meets and bounds description in it, the cover recording document, a proof of title, to make sure that the title to the real property that the town will be taking is clear. And I have spoken to Mr. Lapine, who is the engineer for that project. And through no fault of his own, when I called him this afternoon to see where it stood, I was unable to make contact with him. But as the supervisor said, we did talk about that this afternoon.
Yeah, we received calls also today, Mark, and I told them we'd reach out to see what's holding their end up.
Okay. Yeah, because all the homeowners are asking if there's, and I don't even know if it's possible, is there a way, if they hire a contractor to perform the snow plowing and clearing, if they're not doing it to the correct ability, is there a clause for us to go do it and we charge them? Is that possible? I don't know if it is or not. We've never had this come up before like this.
No, I don't think we can because it's private property.
I'm pretty sure, I will check, but we had a situation in Ireland Estates a year
Right,
or 2
yeah.
years ago, where people really hoped, given the circumstances of the homeowner, that the town could do something, but the rule was, and I believe continues to be, that the town is not supposed to be doing work on private property. But
Yeah,
I will check
that was one I know we never had intention of taking, so I didn't know if there was different, because this one we are an intent to take it, so.
Well, I think the answer is it'll be taken when it's taken, when the deeds
Right.
are received, the recording documents received, and the title is received. But I will check, and I'll give you a buzz tomorrow morning.
Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to find out, so it's all.
No, we're trying to
On
push
the
for you. I don't
record,
think
you
they
do it.
hired anybody for this year, anticipating it to
I
go
believe
through.
I believe they have Briggs doing
They
it for
do.
them now,
That's right.
yeah. But I mentioned that to the homeowner today, and he said, well, they're not doing a good job. So they're just some unhappy residents in there, I wanted to know that it's not the town's fault that we're not there. We
No.
certainly would be as soon as we're ready to go, but I just wanted, if we had the explanation right on record, and they could, watch this wherever they need
Absolutely.
to.
And I reached out to Jim today to get a hold of them to say, I think they hired Briggs at the last minute, anticipating
Right.
having this done, but it's all their paperwork. Once they get that filed, if they get it filed soon, we make the phone call, I explain to them, we can't go on private property. It's no different than a condo association.
Right.
We're pretty stuck.
I explained to him too that the owner of the development is fully aware of all these things, but they're having a hard time reaching him, so I just wanted to know.
That's why we
what we're
reached
doing.
out to Lapine today. Hopefully, he'll touch base with him and explain to him where we stand.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anybody else? Mr. Stoller?
This discussion about private roads sort of triggered a little thought in my mind. I attended the swearing-in ceremony the other day at the senior citizens, and it really was a very lovely and inspiring ceremony. I was a little surprised to find, as I was driving up the road to the senior citizens facility, that there were these signs posted saying no trespassing. So I'm sort of wondering, is that road a road that the town maintains so our senior citizens can get to that? Or is that a private road that we depend upon the goodness of strangers to take care of?
No, the town maintains a road to our property line, and that, where you see the no trespassing signs, that's not our property. When you pull into that off of Southgate, that right side, that wooded lot, that's not ours.
Okay.
We only own once you get up to the first entrance to the senior center, and we maintain up to where it meets the senior center. There's actually houses behind there and further on. We don't maintain that at all.
I see, okay.
We just do that piece, and somebody brought up about the no trespassing. That's actually, there's a property owner that owns that one lot out front. That's not ours, even though it looks like it is.
So it's the property that the no trespassing sign applies to, not the road itself?
Right.
That the signs are on?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks a little disconcerting when you first look at it, but it's his private property
Yeah,
over
not
there.
very welcoming, right?
No, no. The seniors do like it. Anybody else? Make a motion to adjourn?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. And Mr. Chally, thank you for our 2018 calendar. Joyce will be very happy. And